Let's start with a simple question. How many times have you regretted a choice you made in a relationship? How many times have you found yourself involved with someone who, at first, seemed like the perfect person, but over time, you realized they weren't what you truly needed? Have you ever given yourself to someone who didn't value you or only made you suffer? I know you've probably been through this. We've all made choices that, looking back, we wish we'd done differently. It's normal. But here's the secret. You can learn from those experiences and because of that, make smarter decisions moving forward. Sounds difficult? I understand. Sometimes, the pain from a bad relationship blinds us, makes us doubt what we deserve, or even prevents us from believing that we can have something better. But the good news is that you can change the course of your love story, starting right now. Let's talk about how, in 2025, you can make better choices and attract the ideal partner. And it all starts with the most powerful key of all. Self-love. The party of choices and the right decision. Imagine you're at a party, surrounded by energetic people. Maybe you've experienced something like this before. Perhaps you've even made wrong choices in moments like these, attracted by a beautiful smile, charming words, or the idea that the person beside you could be the love of your life. But later on, you realize it was all an illusion. The truth is that, when we're distracted, it's easy to be attracted to superficial shine. Have you ever felt this way? Felt the illusion of being near the right person, only to later realize that the relationship didn't bring you peace, that the promises made in the beginning were broken, or that person didn't want to see you grow, but only wanted to keep you in a place where you didn't feel happy. These regrets can be painful, but each one of these experiences brings an important lesson. They show us what we no longer want, and more importantly, what we should look for in a partner. Step 1. Love yourself first. Know your own worth. To attract the ideal partner, you need to know your own worth. Imagine you're in a jewelry store. If you don't know the value of a gemstone, it's easier for it to be sold for a low price. When you value yourself, the way you interact with the world and others changes. You don't settle for scraps because you know you deserve the best. Now let's go to the first step, but before we do, check if you're already subscribed to the channel. Step 1. Love yourself first, the foundation of all decisions. Before anything, stop and look within yourself. Do you truly love yourself? Do you feel that you respect and value yourself enough to give yourself to a healthy and balanced relationship? If you don't love yourself first, it will be difficult to attract someone who values you the way you deserve. Self-love is the key to all the right choices you'll make in the future. Practical example, imagine you're in a relationship where the other person doesn't respect you. If you love yourself, you'll notice this and know that you deserve something better, so you won't accept this kind of treatment. Now, if you don't value yourself, you may end up accepting that behavior, thinking it's the best you can get. When we truly love ourselves, the wrong choices become easier to identify and correct. Step 2. Heal past traumas. Don't let the past dictate your future. Now, let's reflect on what you carry inside. If you've been through painful relationships or experienced things that left a mark on your life, it's time to heal those wounds. What we don't heal continues to haunt us and influences our future choices. Emotional scars from the past can make us attract people who hurt us again, without even realizing it. Practical example, maybe you were cheated on in the past, and even after some time, you still feel immense distrust in your relationships. This unhealed trauma might lead you to distrust someone who actually wants to treat you well. By healing this trauma, you make space for a healthier relationship, free from fears and insecurities. Step 3. Identify your patterns. What are you repeating? One of the biggest traps is emotional patterns. Many times, you may find yourself attracted to the same type of person, with the same characteristics, even if they're not good for you. And this happens because you don't notice the patterns you're repeating. Reflecting on what you're attracting is the first step to breaking this cycle. Practical example, if you always find yourself involved with people who are emotionally unavailable or have difficulty committing, it might be time to reflect on what within you is attracting this type of person. Are you afraid of commitment? Do you feel like you don't deserve something better? When you recognize your own patterns, it becomes easier to break them and start making smarter decisions. Step 4. Be clear about what you want. Define your values and priorities. What do you look for in a partner? What are your core values in a relationship? If you're not clear about what you truly want, you might end up choosing someone impulsively, just to avoid being alone. Having clarity about your values and what you expect from a partner is key to making better decisions. Practical example, if you value honesty, it's essential to choose someone who shares that value. If you value respect and trust, look for someone who has those qualities. When you know what you want, the choices become much clearer, and you avoid falling into relationships that don't align with your life goals. Step 5. Pay attention to the signs. Behavior speaks louder than words. Sometimes, we get carried away by charming words, but actions speak much louder. Pay attention to the person's behavior, to their actions over time. What they do reflects much more than what they say. Practical example, someone might promise to change and be better for you, but if their actions don't match their words, it's a clear sign that this person isn't committed to the relationship. If, after promises, their behavior doesn't change, it's time to rethink the situation. Step 6. Trust and security. Don't accept less than you deserve. Have you ever felt insecure in a relationship, afraid of being betrayed or of not being good enough? This happens when you don't feel emotionally safe, and it may lead you to accept unhealthy situations. You deserve a partner who gives you emotional security, someone who makes you feel calm and valued. Practical example, if you're in a relationship where you constantly feel like you can't trust the person, it creates emotional instability that will eat away at the relationship. Don't accept less than you deserve. Look for someone who provides the trust and emotional stability you need. Step 7. Energetic attraction. What are you emitting to the universe? Did you know that your energy attracts what you are vibrating? If you're at peace with yourself and with life, you're more likely to attract people who are in the same harmony. But if you're feeling insecure or fearful, you will end up attracting people who reflect that negative energy. Practical example, if you're in a moment of self-discovery and inner peace, you'll attract people who share that energy. However, if you're just looking for anything to avoid being alone, you might end up involved with someone who doesn't treat you well, because the energy of need always attracts more scarcity. Step 8. Don't rush. Haste is the enemy of perfection. The fear of being alone can make you accept anyone just so you're not by yourself. But haste is the enemy of perfection. The best relationship you can have is the one that builds slowly, based on respect, trust, and mutual love. Practical example, how many times have you accepted a relationship just to distract yourself from loneliness? These relationships often don't last, and worse, they can make you feel more alone than ever. Rushing to find someone can make you skip important stages in the process of self-knowledge and genuine connection. Step 9. Learn from mistakes. Don't repeat the same cycles. Past mistakes are learning opportunities, but we shouldn't repeat the same mistakes over and over. Every mistake, every painful experience, has something to teach us. By learning from your mistakes, you become wiser and more prepared for your next choice. Practical example, if you've been involved with manipulative or controlling people, learn to identify those signs early. Recognizing those patterns helps you avoid repeating the same mistakes and start making more assertive decisions. Step 10. Be ready for commitment. The ideal relationship requires dedication. Finally, being ready for a healthy relationship requires commitment to yourself and to the other person. It's not easy, but it's extremely rewarding. The ideal partner will demand the best from you, but you will also be challenged to be the best version of yourself. Practical example, the ideal relationship isn't the one where everything is easy and without challenges. It requires both partners to dedicate themselves, work together to overcome obstacles, and support each other in tough times. If you're ready for this commitment, the ideal partner will come at the right time. Conclusion: how to value yourself to be valued. Now that you know the 10 concrete steps to choose the ideal partner in 2025, it's time to start applying these principles to your life. Remember, to attract someone who truly values you, you first need to value and deeply know yourself. When you're at peace with yourself, you become unstoppable, and the right person will appear at the right moment. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and come learn more about building healthy, lasting relationships. Let's go together on this journey of self-knowledge and self-love. Let's enter 2025 with more clarity, confidence, and elevated self-esteem.